Okay, let's get started, guys. The first question is gonna be from Lopez. Go ahead.
Hello. My question is not about the project, but about the daily challenge. And I'm having an issue with an error when I try to deploy. So when I try to compile, it tells me I could share the screen. But my issue is, 1 second.
Try to share your screen.
Okay. I can't.
Okay, let me see.
I need to
you need to Duke, you need to set him as panelist.
Yeah, he's a panelist now. Please try to share the screen now.
Okay. So I'm in the contains challenge. I have the equals function here. What I try to do is just like convert the equals into like just put the x, which I know the value already, and create a function that just receives some element of type A and tells you if it's the same type as the one you gave me on the parameter. And I put that in a find function and see if it's different from null. And the issue I have is this thing that shared function has no shared parameter type, this, which seems to be what I have here. And then, yeah, it seems like there's an issue with the function. But I tried to look on Google, and there's no match of this error message.
Okay, so this is indicating that the shared function, which is like the public function contains, as non-shared parameter type. So I guess I don't see exactly where is the error right now.
It looks to me like a function is not a shareable type. I haven't actually ever tried to pass a function around as a parameter in Motoko. I haven't really done higher order functions, but that's how I read the error message, which you could test by just removing the second parameter from your contains function, and then just kind of following the compiler, or changing that to something else. I believe it's f, the f parameter, which is a type of a function that returns a Boolean. So if you were to take f out entirely, this would probably solve the error message. But that then leaves us with the problem of allowing you to compose the functionality in the way that you want. So the question in my head is, how can we re-architect what you have here so that we're not passing around a function as a parameter? Or maybe the simplest question to ask would be, does this function need to be public? Could we just make it private?
Okay, so the issue is mainly that if it's public, it's shared, right? So if I make it private, nothing is shared, so it shouldn't give this kind of issue. Is that the reasoning?
Yes, I think what you're saying is probably right. Again, it's actually not something I'm totally familiar with. I haven't done higher order functions in Motoko, but it seems that a function is just not a valid type for a parameter of a public function.
I'll try this just to check it.
Okay. Public contains, so you still have a public function where you have 3 parameters. Public func contains generic type A. First parameter is an array. Second parameter is A, which is just a single generic type A. And then the third parameter is F, the function. And yeah, as long as you have F colon, function, which takes 2 A generic types and returns bool, I think you'll continue to see this error.
You need the semicolon as well before the private function.
Right.
I wish Zoom let me draw on your screen like Slack does. I could just point at the thing. But you still have in your function declaration, your public function contains, you still have a function as a parameter. And I think that's the problem.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's weird to me because I had tried using them before and they work. But yeah, in this particular case, it's.
Yeah, but I think the problem is that the challenge I've given, basically they have to put the function as parameter. I'm pretty sure it's possible to put it as parameter, but
Okay.
I don't see the.
I'm just going to have a look at some Motoko Playground for a minute. I'll see if I can figure something out.
Okay. If you want, you can pass to the next question because maybe I can ask later if you guys get to know the answer.
Okay. Just stop sharing your screen to give the opportunity to. Okay, thank you.
So I think the problem was that the public function cannot be polymorphic, and in the method there you have an A in the public function that is not allowed.
Okay. 1 second. So let me share again. Sorry. So this generic type shouldn't.
Yes, this is not allowed.
Okay, I understand.
So you can have a private function with the polymorphic, but the public is not allowed.
Okay, so in public, I need to use primitives.
Even in a module? Oh yeah, in a module it would be possible.
In a module, it will be possible. Is this a module or actor?
No, it's an actor. Okay, so okay. Sorry, it's my mistake, I think, because the goal of this function, like this question, was to create like a module with functionality like that.
Yeah, the module will work. Module can be public and polymorphic. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So then this needs to be a module instead of an actor, right? This is.
Yes, this will be the module.
Okay. Okay. So if now I do this, in modules there's private as well. Or...
This can be public. This can be public.
Okay. Okay. Operator is not defined for.
Which line is the return line?
16.
Operator.
Array base. Yeah.
I'm not sure about the format of your last line, like array, fine. You should use a switch, like switch case null and switch case something. It's in the daily lesson as well.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm not sure exactly about like this return. And there is like, I mean, I don't think it would work like that.
Okay. Yeah. I think I can work this out. And now that the other error has disappeared. So thanks.
Yeah, and if you want to test this function, then use it inside an actor by importing the module.
Okay, perfect.
So there is.
Go ahead, so fresh.
All right. So I wanted to ask, is there a simple way to convert between optional NAT and regular NAT? 'Cause I didn't really understand. Like, you have to do a switch case every time?
Yeah, you either do a switch case or you can do, there's a do question mark notation where
But,
inside that you can inside the do notation, then you can use the band symbol to unwrap the option value.
how do you unwrap it?
Let me see if I can type.
Like, if you know for sure that it's going to be not null, like, how can you change it from optional to regular NAT?
Send the link to the do expression. I haven't used the do block myself too much. There was also option
so I posted in the chat something like this. So inside the do question mark block, you can unwrap anything using the band should be at the end, not at the like this. So whenever it meets a null, the whole do notation returns a null.
Okay, so what's this like syntax exactly for do? Because this, I mean, I'm reading the link, but it's like pretty confusing.
So this do is like just a sub block in C++, like or Rust. You have a sub block, and this block is returns an option type eventually. So inside the block, you can unwrap any option value. If it's a null value, then the whole block returns the null, and if it's a not null value, then you get the inner result.
So basically, you have to error handle every time you're dealing with an optional value.
Yes. You either have this do notation, which is a shorthand for the switch statement, or like, well, if you know this is not an option, then why do you put an option type in the front?
Well, yeah, but I mean, in challenge, like I'm looking at challenge 4 specifically, and like, for example, if you have it, I don't know if you see the question, but like n is like an optional, but then you can't just return n because you need to convert from option to like regular NAT, right?
Yes. Yeah. If you want to return the inner value, you need an option. You need a switch.
So yeah, so I mean, I can do the switch statement, but even if you do a switch and you're sure that it's not a null value, like how do you convert that like option NAT to regular NAT is what I'm not understanding.
instead inside the switch case, you got the value as non-optional. Like, for example, if you do like a switch, the case null and then case question mark
Get
something
Uh-huh.
is not optional type. It's unwrapped in that case. Does it make sense?
So I can return something, like
Yes.
the word something. Oh,
Yeah, you can choose any word you want. Choose something that makes sense for you, and you can return it, and it will be of type non-optional. So just the type of your value.
okay. I will try that then. Return, return something.
Well, something is just like the example, but when you are inside the.
Okay, yeah, I think I got it then. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions, guys? Please raise your hand.
Hey, thanks.
Yes.
So I actually kind of wanted to follow up on that last question. So when you're unwrapping that option, you say in the switch case you have question mark something. What is that question mark for? Does that make sense? The question mark in the switch case?
Yeah, I don't know if I would have like created the language, I wouldn't have put it. I don't know.
So the question mark is kind of it notify that there is a value inside. So in Rust, you would say it's either na or some, and this question mark is like some. So it means the option has a value inside. Otherwise, how do you distinguish that it has a value? It's just a tag, like either you have value or don't have value. And when you have value, you need a symbol to represent that.
Right. I mean, it just seems like if you're coming up with an arbitrary name for this variable, you can also assume its type. But I mean, that's fine. I'm not. That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, the case is binding the value into a variable, and the question mark is kind of a pattern matching where you are only matching when there is a value.
Okay.
So the other case is the NAR case, right? You're casing by whether you have a value or not. And then if you have a value, then the inner value will be bind to whatever name you come up in the pattern.
Okay, that makes sense. So my other question is on number 10, the higher order function. So when I tried to build the function, I wrote it as a public query, and then I got an error saying that.
I think it's the same error as previously. If you are in the body of an actor, the generic type you cannot be shared. So you need to move this function inside a module.
Oh, okay. So that had been asked before.
Yeah, he was sharing the screen. So yeah.
Okay, cool.
I will.
Was that in this session? I can look at the recording.
Yes, but we didn't fix it because I think he had another issue. I will add it to the GitHub, to the repo that you need to move inside the module. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
I think someone has an error with the fx. So the person saying error data did not match any variant of untag enum config network. I think it's an error with the fx.json. I'm not sure. Maybe Jan, I don't know. Does it remind you something like an error config network, or is it not related to the fx at all?
I don't quite understand the question here.
So I don't know. Maybe do you see the question and answer block in Zoom?
What is it in the chat or?
There is the chat and there is Q and answer.
Which one? In the QA?
The first one. I mean, the one error data did not match any variant of untag enum config network. I don't know if you can see it.
I don't see it. I don't know where.
Yeah, I think there is a problem with your dfx.json. So maybe you should watch the video again, and you can also just copy the entire dfx.json from the repo. It seems to me that it's an error in the JSON file. Okay.
Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, hi guys. I wanted just to ask something about the core project. What is the recommended way of storing? So when you have NFTs, what is the recommended way of storing the actual pictures to create the URIs? Like, are they also just stored on a front end canister, or how does that work? And yeah, maybe considering that maybe the pictures can get very large in data size or so on.
That's a good question. There are a lot of different ways to do asset management for your NFT project. Maybe other people who have different experiences with different NFT projects would say differently from this, but I think that the really simple option is to use an asset canister. It's simple to upload all of your assets onto the internet computer blockchain that way, and then you have the URLs defined for you, and you can just plug those into the metadata for your NFTs.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can really do anything you want though.
Yeah,
I think that asset canister is like, it's quick and easy, and it works well, and you don't have assets on AWS or something when you do that.
Yeah, so. Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. And just something other very small, like I was just going through the code of the DIP 721 thing, and normally isn't it the case that the mint function is, or at least in Solidity, that the mint function is only callable by the owner of the contract? And here, from what I can tell, everyone can call it. Like, what's the idea there?
You definitely want to have some kind of access control there, whether that's the contract owner, the canister owner, or some other construct where you maybe allow a set of people to use the mint function. But yes, you definitely want to have something in place to prevent just anybody from being able to call mint. I'm surprised that DIP 721 doesn't have that. That's obviously a very important implementation note. If you have a link maybe that you could share to where you're looking at that documentation, I'd love to take a look.
I just copy pasted it from I think the repo that was, I think, linked in some of the docs of the bootcamp, or I think it's Hazel's repo, I think.
Yeah,
right?
Just a precision. The repo for the DIP 721 in Motoko, it depends, but it's not like the full implementation, and especially the example that I've provided, the minter that I've shown, is really basic, and don't take it like for the perfect NFT minter. It's really something quick that I've made, so you guys can have an example, but it's really educational resources.
No, I mean, I won't launch $1 million NFT project tomorrow, so that's good, right? Okay, cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah, those are great instincts, Matthias.
Cool. Thank you.
Any more questions, guys? No more questions? Well, I guess everybody's ready to deliver on their project. Okay. Go ahead.
There is a question. Okay.
Hello. Okay. Yeah, I was the one who asked about the contains issue in the last challenge. I separated in modules, actor model, but somehow I'm still getting the same issue.
You see the same error message?
One second. In the chat.
Are you gonna share your screen?
Okay, I share it.
Okay, try to share the screen now.
Okay. So I'm in my main.mo. I did an import from support. I got my model here. And here I have the contains. I removed, instead of a Boolean, I did another type just because to eliminate the issue that appeared last time. So when I'm here in contains not, I remove the generic type. I replace everything for not instead of an A, and then call the function from the support model. And okay, when I try to deploy, it has this shared function. Shared function has non-shared parameter type, and it's exactly the same error.
Can you maybe add the shared after the F colon?
At the what, sorry?
The function input, the third one. F and then shared.
This?
No, the above at the function signature. Yeah.
Okay, shared.
Not this one. I mean the F, the input. The input F, the type, the high order function type.
This one.
Yeah, this one. This one would be shared. The colon and then shared.
Colon and shared.
Sorry, colon, not semicolon.
Okay, sorry. So shared after the.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, try that. Should return and then put async in the return type. This still the function returns Boolean, returns async Boolean. This F function. Yeah. can't produce. This one is under actor. This is not a module, right?
Yeah, this is an actor.
Yeah, this is an actor. So there's a type mismatch because in the module, the high order function has to be shared. But then in the support module, you are expecting a not shared function. So there's a type mismatch there.
So I should make a shared here.
Probably not. I don't think it will compile. This you can make it shared as well. Okay. Yeah, you can.
Okay. In like actually I don't know this, but can you actually pass the function as parameter in Candid?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think in the module you also need to make it shared, and then when you call the f, you need a wait. So this will be a shared, and then async. And then where do you call f? Yeah, this will be a wait, and everything will be async then.
Okay, because there's an async, then everything else.
The G also returns async boolean. And also inside.
But then the G, I pass it as parameter to. I don't think this one accepts.
Yeah, this one doesn't accept. Then you can't use array find. So what is the assignment for this one? You need to have a.
I need to write a function that receives these parameters, like an array.
So do you need to make it a actor or?
No, I don't need to make an actor, but
then you probably don't want to expose it in the actor.
Okay, so if I want to test it, what would be the best way? Just maybe, yeah, I'm not sure how would be the best way to test this.
If you want to test it, you can use some unit testing library like Matcher or some other library. You can't test this at the actor level.
Okay, but eventually, if you make a function in a model, it is going to be called in an actor at some point, right?
Not necessary.
Okay, so it could be called by something else.
Yeah, like this array function, find function. The higher order function is always not shared, so you can never expose it at the actor level.
Okay.
Yeah, so one way to test is to look at the base library. We have some test that uses Matcher, I think, and then you can follow the pattern there to do the testing.
Okay, and I can find that this matcher on
I think in the Motoko base GitHub.
Motoko matchers.
Yeah, that's the matcher, but maybe you look at the base library, it's easier because you don't care the source code. The second one, yes. And there's a test.
And test.
Yeah,
Okay.
test directory. Yeah, you can look at any one of them.
Okay, so just to clarify, the issue here was that the find doesn't receive
yeah, so the find will only take a not shared function because it's an internal library, and you can't expose this at the actor level. It's just like you can't expose a polymorphic function at the actor level. You have to use it only internally.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Any other question? Well, since we have no more questions, so in that case, we're going to end this session. See you guys later today for the next lecture.
All right. See you guys. Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.